So we are looking at the regional recreation conflict model through the lens of Stowe Mountain Resort.
So we chose Stowe Mountain Resort, which is one of the most popular ski resorts in the US. It's located in Vermont, in the Green Mountains, and it's known for great skiing and snowboarding, especially on Mansfield and Spruce Peak. But it's not just a winter destination, it's also busy in the summer with hiking, nice hotels, and restaurants. Um, since it's such a big tourist spot, a lot of people love it, which also causes some problems like crowding, high prices, and conflicts between tourists and locals. That's why we're using the regional conflict model to understand this issue and see how they play out in a place like Stowe.
So the regional recreation conflict model is a proposed model that addresses recreation-related conflict in communities. So it looks beyond the focus of conflicts at the recreation site itself and widens the scope to broader local communities and regions. The model has three components, which the first of which is community characteristics, which refers to like the existing infrastructure, including roads and housing, basic needs like schools and jobs, and aspects of heritage like shared values and history. Then there are community tensions, which really just emphasizes the fact that recreation conflicts don't just stay at the recreation site, but can tend to spill over into the communities. And then there are the changes to perceived quality of life, which refers to changes in social cohesion and impacts on the sense of place within a community. And this model is really important as trends in outdoor recreation tourism are increasingly challenging previous social norms and community identities. And so this acknowledges that recreation activities can have significant ripple effects on communities. The preconditions of Stowe include Vale's acquisition and increased popularity. So the community of Stowe was built through resilience and community effort, and there's a deep connection to nature in the community. And more recently, it has evolved into a hub for tourism and outdoor recreation, rooted in its scenic beauty and strong civic pride. But in 2017, Vail Resorts purchased Stowe and dropped the season pass price by more than half to $900, which really increased the use of the area. But there, post-COVID, there was a surge in population in Vermont, which led to many lifestyle seekers coming to the area. And then there was also an increase in popularity of the ski and snowboard industry, and Vermont has one of the oldest and most storied ski cultures in the country. So those two things combined really led to increase in popularity of this destination.
Yeah, so the one of the most major issues going on at Stowe in recent years has been overcrowding. Um, this is both because of, like Shira mentioned, the fact that both Vermont has a very storied ski industry, and in recent years, post-COVID, skiing and snowboarding have become very popular. But it is also because of Vail Resort's very famous Epic Pass, which is a multi-resort season pass, which allows people from across the country and across the world to have access to a large number of ski resorts pretty much unlimitedly. So this has allowed a lot of people from out of state, and in some cases out of country, to come visit Stowe and ski there frequently. So this has led to a large amount of overcrowding happening both on and off the resort. As you can see in this photo, a huge problem has been long lift lines, which also causes congestion on the trails, which is a very big safety issue. But there's also frequently standstill traffic to even access the resort. Vermont State Route 100 is a pretty simple one-lane each-way road that really just cannot handle the number of people who are trying to access Stowe. And also Stowe has a huge parking issue. The parking lots cannot handle the capacity. There is a very funny Instagram account called Stowe Parking Lot, where people post the frankly, disasters that occur in the Stowe parking lot with overcrowding, people parking in ditches, stuff like that. And recently, Stowe has implemented a paid parking system, which has really not helped the problem and has just made people angry because of the increased prices. Um, as you can see in these TripAdvisor reviews, appalling wait times, overcrowded. People are not happy with how many people are really visiting Stowe. Along with this issue of overcrowding, there's been a big issue with increased prices. Despite the initial excitement of the fact that Vail was introducing the Epic Pass for Stowe and it was really going to drop the season pass price very significantly, since then, day tickets prices have skyrocketed. So with this season, the peak season, middle of the holiday week, day pass costing almost $230 for an adult to ski for the day. And it's not just ticket prices that are increasing. Food prices have gone up. Lodging prices have gone up. Like I mentioned, they have implemented a paid parking program, which is costing people $30 a day just to park. So that's not included in their pass price. Um, and as can be seen in this photo, the summer tourism is not exempt from this price increase. Scenic gondola rides where people are just going up and down the mountain, no skiing, nothing like that. It's going to cost you $60 for an adult and $40 for a child. So the price increases have been significant, and it's making the skiing at Stowe less accessible for locals, and it's really catering to rich tourists, which has become a big issue. As can be seen in these TripAdvisor reviews, too expensive. The quality isn't good enough for $200 a day. Another issue that has arisen is mediocre quality of service. So the large corporate management style that Vail has implemented at Stowe really just isn't working. It's led to a decrease in the quality of service and severe management issues. The way the ski industry is run out west in Colorado, where Vail is based, just isn't working for a small Vermont ski area. And this has led to employment issues, limited terrain options, even when there is a significant amount of snow, and inconsistent snowmaking policies. Um, People are complaining, unprofessional employees and management. The mountain is being run on a shoestring budget, even though it's so expensive to ski there. And as one TripAdvisor comment put it, Stowe is 5 pounds of old overpriced manure in a 10-pound bag. And then all of these issues are kind of intersecting at a lack of regard for locals. All of these issues, the increased pricing, the overcrowding, and this focus on catering towards wealthy tourists is really estranging the local community in the town of Stowe. And there are also issues where the corporate ownership in Colorado, they're outsourcing management positions that used to be um, uh, given to locals in Stowe to out of state people. So it's not just that locals are having to pay more and having issues getting to the resort, they're actually losing jobs. So this has really estranged the local community, and they're not happy about it. It is leading to a lot of people taking their business to other local mountains, even ones that are run by similar sized corporations like Killington and Sugarbush. But the management has been working better there, and people are taking their money elsewhere. As can be seen in these comments, some people who've been skiing there all their lives. Locals are telling their friends, don't come to Stowe. It's not worth it.
As the outcomes, on one hand, there have been some infrastructure improvements, like a new lift and plans for more parking. But on the other hand, many of the same challenges remained, and in some way, they're getting even harder, especially for locals. Um, Stowe has replaced the mountain triple lift with the new Sunrise 6, which doubled the uphill capacity. But even with this change, the result still struggles with long lift lines and crowding. For parking, they finally got approval for a 150 space lot after 2 years of appeals. But Vermont has really strict building rules, so it's unclear when the lot will actually be ready. Um, And lastly, there is still tension between Vail resorts and the locals. So far, Vail hasn't really made an effort to fix the relationship. Um, the overcrowding, parking issues, and overall changes at the resort have made life harder for locals, affecting their daily routines and even their businesses. And right now, it's hard to say if things will actually improve. Based on what we found, we came up with 5 ways to help manage these issues. First, better communication can help a lot. If the resort and the local community talked more through meetings or an online feedback system, it could help address some concerns before they turn into bigger problems. Second, focusing on sustainable tourism can help with overcrowding and the environment. Things like limiting the number of visitors during peak times or promoting eco-friendly travel options could make a difference. Third, there needs to be a balance between tourists and locals. One idea is offering discounts or special access for local residents to like so that they still feel like they belong, even when tourism is at its peak. Fourth, setting clear expectations for visitors, like putting up signs, updating the resort's website, and improving communication can help prevent complaints and misunderstandings. And finally, the resort could improve how they handle conflicts. Um, for example, training staff to deal with tourist complaints and creating a visitor code of conduct could make interaction smoother for everyone. Um, with these changes, though, can keep attracting visitors while also making sure locals and businesses are happy. Yeah, it's all about finding a balance, and tourism can benefit everyone.
Yeah, so with all of that said, the regional conflict model really encourages a sense of urgency and prioritization of the need to change the status quo and create a more resilient, balanced, and harmonious tourism setting at the Stowe Resort and in the surrounding communities. The model can be used to address issues directly involving the corporate nature, conflict resolution, and profit prioritization over safety within the resort. And by implementing the model, we can really highlight the importance of the local context and residents' well-being by encouraging proactive approaches for sustainable and balanced tourism growth within Stowe.
Thank you.